All right, guys, we're back here in Yakima, Washington with Lala. How have you been, Lala?
Hi, I'm doing all right today.
Hey,
Went
so-
from a rainy day and we're getting some sunshine now, so that's kind of nice.
For sure. So before the video, when I met you, you mentioned that you had just gotten out of jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
What were you in jail for?
I was in jail for shoplifting. Yeah, it was kind of like a rough time at the moment, and we had gotten into a little squirrel at one of the local grocery stores here. We had kind of gotten some food and some cleaning supplies and stuff, and we were behind on funds, and
How old
things
are you?
kind of went south. I'm 25.
25 years old.
Mhm.
Are you from Yakima?
Yeah, born and raised here.
Born and raised. How long have you been out here in the streets?
Off and on now for about the past like 5 years. I was in a housing program, but I've aged out of it, so I've got to kind of get reconnected with the resources out here, like hen, and get some new paperwork in, so that way I
For
can
sure.
reinstate myself. And
What was the age limit for that housing program?
I believe 24. It was
24 years
Catholic Charities housing program. They help a lot. They do help with adults, but I gotta reapply as a no longer a young adult, because the young adult program is 18 through 24. Very, very helpful. Yeah, I loved
That
it. It
sucks
was
that you
very
don't
helpful.
qualify.
I know, it's a wonderful program too.
So where are you currently staying right now?
Right now, I'm kind of couch surfing, and when I have the funds for it, I usually like to kind of just keep to myself at like a motel or hotel, and if not, then with family.
Do you have
friends.
any children?
No, not
That's
at the
good.
moment.
That's good that you don't have any kids out here in the struggle. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
That would change
it really is a
things.
struggle. With that, have you had a turn to doing any substances while being out here in the streets?
I've had a little trouble with substance abuse from time to time. I usually keep pretty good control over it, but yeah, that kind of correlates with being homeless as well, because sometimes, a lot of my funds go to my substance abuse problem, and yeah, it can cause kind of issues with other things in life as well, like connecting with family and staying connected with resources and services, because obviously drugs are not good for the body. Alcohol isn't good for the body when you're overdoing it, and
Right.
yeah, it can kind of take over.
If you don't mind me asking, what kind of substances do you do?
I've had kind of my my own battles with fentanyl
Fentanyl
and meth.
and meth.
Mhm.
And how would you say it all began for you in terms of substance abuse?
Probably partying with friends. It started out with just friendly. What's the word? I'm looking for recreational drinking.
Yeah.
And then from there, I kind of started experiencing more and more with, other things, which grew into addiction. And then,
So it was literally alcohol to begin with.
yeah.
And then from there it went into other things, huh?
Yeah.
And how old were you, would you say, when you started drinking?
I was 21.
21.
Yeah.
So this has all happened within 4 years. pretty much.
Right.
Man.
And I usually have pretty good control over myself, like self-discipline wise. It's just money wise, I've been spending a lot on kind of my addiction more. So I kind of grew careless when it comes to saving, which
For sure.
isn't like me at all, but
So, what drug would you say that you feel like you can't let go? Meth or the blues? Or both?
probably I started out with blues, but now I smoke fentanyl powder.
Right.
So it'd probably be the fentanyl, because the thing with fentanyl is it creates this this feelings of endorphins that your body craves, kind of like when you smoke a joint or some weed from the marijuana store. That's the kind of the same feeling I get when I smoke fentanyl powder. So I've had medically prescribed Percocets,
Yeah.
which are a little bit different, but that feeling that you get from them is the same.
Really?
So that's kind of what creates the addiction. The way
So-
that it kind of it decreases pain and
Yeah.
increases that endorphin.
Did you go through an injury that you got Percocets?
Yeah, I was in a kind of a traumatic car accident. My car was totaled. I was rear-ended from the back, and my car was impacted 3 different times from the car.
Yeah.
And then I spun, hit a building, and then from the building, I hit back into the car.
Wow.
So I was on bed rest for maybe like 2 months.
Did your family go and check up on you when you were in the hospital and stuff?
Yeah, I had my own apartment at the time, but I had moved back in with my parents for a couple weeks because I needed help getting up to use the restroom and to get around, and I had some upper kind of respiratory injuries, back injuries, some nerve damage. This was about 2 years ago when that happened. So that's kind of how my addiction to fentanyl kind of spiraled.
So then would you
well.
say that you were doing the blues before that accident? Or you got the Percocets, you got addicted to them, and then you turned to the blues?
No, I was already doing blues before the accident. But after the accident, I kind of grasped onto them more due to the pain and the depression that came with it. Because after I got in the accident, I had lost my job. And then that's when I ran into money problems, and I lost my apartment. And then I lost my car, because it was totaled. Now we had insurance. The driver had insurance, so I was, compensated for my vehicle, but that couldn't help everything, right away. So
for sure.
yeah.
No, and I mean, like physically, we have one body, and if you get injured, like sometimes you just don't heal up in certain things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I did deliveries, so my job was very physically
what
demanding.
Was your job?
I did grocery deliveries, package deliveries, such as like DoorDash and stuff like
You were a
that.
DoorDasher?
Yeah, Grubhub.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't actually fired, but you do need a vehicle to complete most of the orders. And I was working 7 days a week with both jobs, Instacart work here and there.
Were you doing DoorDash in Yakima?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then I did caregiving as well before the accident. So
when was the last time you worked?
the last time that I worked and received a paycheck would have been maybe around like June.
Well, it hasn't been that long actually.
Yeah, it's been a couple months, but working full time, like last year.
So it sounds like from the little stuff I'm gathering from you, your family's really close with you, right?
Yeah, we stay connected pretty well for the most part in terms of communication. Kind of being homeless, you go through different issues sometimes where your phone breaks and you can't get it fixed or it gets stolen. So that's the only thing that creates, kind of tension. But
it sounds like, to be honest with you, I've interviewed like probably over 300 people, and it sounds like you're pretty tight with your family, huh?
Yeah. I just try not to bring too much of my negative aspects around, kind of like my addiction with battling, because I'm the oldest sibling out of 6, so I try to keep that away from them and away from home, most definitely.
When your parents discovered that you got into drugs and stuff like that, what did your parents tell you? What did they try doing, or what did they say?
They were worried, and they were kind of disappointed because they knew something was up, and they knew that like I wasn't quite being myself.
Yeah.
So they were just happy that I was honest about what was going on finally, so that way we could start kind of leaning towards solutions such as like in and outpatient treatment services, detox services, counseling, even family intervention, time. They just wanted me to know that they're there, that regardless of what issues I was battling, individually, that they were still there in ways of support when needed, for emotional support, as long as I'm willing to accept the help, that they're ready to help me anytime.
And do they still feel that way? Are they still trying to help you out and everything? That's
Yeah.
good. I'll move. I'll move right now. Sorry about that, Mr. Lee. I'll move right now. Sorry about that. I'll move right now. I'll move. But yeah, like I was sorry about that. It's because I parked in the wrong spot.
You're fine.
But anyway, what's your short-term goal to get out of your current situation?
Probably to get back into some kind of in/outpatient treatment services at some point in time, and kind of lean back to recovery. I've actually been sober now for 3.5 weeks.
That's good.
Yeah, so if I could just keep going from here.
Is that due to being
then,
in jail?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just got to stay strong being out here, you know?
Exactly.
Because out here it's everywhere, you know what I mean?
Right.
Hopefully, I want to give you my phone number. That way, I hope you do stay out of the drugs, and that way you can give us that message, you know, that other people can get out of it. And you know, we need some positive vibes on this channel.
Right. Yeah, so, I've done it before and turned my whole life around and got back into work
too.
and
you seem really smart. Like you can get your life turned around.
It's doable.
You're super young.
Just need that self-discipline.
For sure.
And you know, you gotta accept the help.
What's your
gotta
message?
Want it.
For sure. What's your message for family or friends if they end up seeing this video?
I just want to let them know that I love them and that, you know, I'm still me at the end of the day. If they see me, I want them to feel free to reach out to me. I'm not going to push them away. And, you know, that I just want to thank them for not giving up on me. I'm not giving up on myself anytime soon. And once I do completely recover, I would love to help others recover as well, because it's doable. And sometimes you feel hopeless, and it's all a false. It's a false. It's this false reality that your mind creates. You feel like you're boxed into this chest that only, you know, that someone you don't know has the key to, and that's not true. You have the key to it.
And it'd be cool if you were able to get a hold of me and we could help people together, you know?
Exactly.
That'd be awesome to be able to do that with.
I would love to help do that.
Yeah, for sure, that'd be cool. All right, I gotta end the interview because this guy's wanting me to move. But
alrighty, thank you so much for.
Would you be okay with doing a follow-up interview in the future?
Yeah.
And would you be okay with me posting this on my YouTube channel?
Yep, I'm okay with that.
All right, thank you, Lala. It was nice meeting you. Take care.
Of course.